Whoa, love a dub motherfuckers. What's going on, everyone? It is I, everyone's favorite jack of all trades with foul mouth, common urban. And welcome back to another awesome, exciting fucking video. And before I begin with this segment, I just want to give a big shout out to all of you guys, my fans and subscribers. Thank you so much for sticking around and enjoying all the shit I've been doing over the years. I appreciate it. Now this is going to be a little bit of a different video. I know it's getting kind of monotonous with the fucking Bismarck build, and since I'm waiting on that fucking part to arrive from Ponto, and because if you guys remember my video of why I love Lionel trains, I've been reading this and it's got me re-interested back in my other favorite hobby, electric trains. And so I figured, well, I would do a complete overhaul of an engine that really fucking needed it, and that would be my 2016 264 Adriatic type locomotive with a 6026W whistling tender. Now, to all of my OG viewers out there, you guys are probably wondering, but I thought you did restore your 2016. Partially. And the reason why I said partially is because, well, I thought I could get by with fixing it up with as few parts and stuff as possible. So, like right here, the motor brushes, these dudes are new. They're brand new, basically, not hardly had any time on them. So they were new. And of course other things were new too, like the wiring on the tender. That's all brand new. The wiring on that tender is brand new, but I don't have the tender back together because I need to get some new brushes for that, and I didn't even do that. So I want to show you guys what inside this book. The Greensburg Repair and Operating Manual for Lionel Trains, 1945 to 1969, 7th edition. First, we will go to the whistling tender first. I think that makes more sense. And for the tender, here, there's a few things I'm missing. I got to get a couple of these retaining washers because when I took the tender apart again the second time, my original washers fucking snapped. So I got to order a set of those so I can be able to put it back together again, because I had to put a little bit of tape, a little bit of electrical tape on parts of these trucks because they were touching the frame and stuff and they were causing chaos. So, and of course, if you see here the whistle is a WS-175, a WS-175 whistle, which is right there. Now we're going to look at the WS-175, which has this assembly here, the motor, and if you look at the parts, there's the brush springs and the brush. I gotta get two of these and two of those, and I can stick them in that son of a bitch there, and then get the retaining washers on there and put the tender back together, and that tender should be good as new. Now, the locomotive, a little bit more different. As you can see, there's a lot of parts. There's a lot of parts to this engine for being a basic 264 Adriatic type engine. There's a lot of parts. And the thing is, the engine doesn't really have a lot of features. It has 3-position E unit and a headlight, no smoke unit, and about it. And of course the rollers. I took the whole thing apart because I'm thinking one of the reasons what the problem is that when I was running the engine on low power, like at low speeds, it was fine. But when I tried to kick up the speed on her, she would overload the transformer and the transformer would shut off. So I'm thinking it had to do with the wiring. I'm thinking the wiring was crusty and old and shitty. And boy, when I took it all apart and actually had a really good look, it was shitty. And I have to get a new shoe plate too, because the original shoe plate that was on there, the fucker broke apart. It literally turned into fucking dust. I mean, it was that bad. So, anyway, we can see here, here's the majority of the rat's nest of wiring. And you can see this is the E unit. That's part of the E unit. That's the other part of the E unit, you know, the fingers. This is like the E unit is the transmission for the engine. Tells it to go forward, neutral, and reverse. And it's not many parts, but it's a very simple device, but very effective. And the other parts is the plunger, and of course your wheel. This is what tells the engine to go forward, reverse, and neutral. Of course, I've been cleaning shit up. And if you guys want to learn more about Lionel E units, how the fuck they work, I'll try to remember to put the fucking video in the description below that I did talking about it. But if I don't fucking remember doing it, just fucking look it up. I did it. This wire here goes down to the pickup rollers, which will be at the bottom of the engine. Which, like I said, that bottom shoe plate fucking broke. But I kept the original manufacturer's plate, so I could put on the new shoe plate when I get it. And I also kept the rollers. Rollers are in real nice shape too. And of course you have your wire from the portion of the E unit to one of the mountings for the brush holders for the side of the motor. And of course the other one's for the bottom of the E unit. And of course this wire here leads to the motor field. And that's how that's wired up. And the reason why I've kept that rat's nest of shit together is so whenever I get the new wiring, I'm going to undo it a little bit at a time. Replace one old wire and replace with a new wire so I can remember the fucking sequence that shit goes in. And of course the lead wire for the headlight is corroded and shitty as fuck too, and I gotta get a new lamp wire as well. And I gotta get a new bulb too. This bulb fucking blew out, so I gotta get a new bulb. There's the retaining piece for the bulb for the front and also holds the front trucks. And of course the lamp retaining spring. That part's still good. It's still tight as fuck. It's great to keep original parts. And of course I've been cleaning up, the side rods, shining those up, and just trying to clean up parts and stuff too and get stuff cleaned up. And of course I've cleaned the wheels, I cleaned the commentator face and stuff, got all that scrubbed up. And good shit to use to clean the gunk and all the other fucking crap out of these things. CRC-QD electronic cleaner. Now my good friend, the madman Kenny Bowman at Lionel for Less, which he goes by Kenny's musical notes. Now Kenny's music notes, I'll put a link in the description of his channel, but he does a lot of Lionel repair. He's the one that actually suggested I use this shit to clean all the components of my locomotive with, and I tell you right now, this shit is the best. So if you're working on old Lionel trains and taking them apart and cleaning them, fucking use this shit right here. Is the bomb. So anyway, I've taken all the parts apart and been cleaning them. I've still got to do some cleaning. As you can see, that roller plate would be on the bottom. As you can see, those slots is where it would go into, but like I said, when I took it out of there, it literally crumbled into fucking dust. So I might have to do a little bit more cleaning on that. Other than that, the wheels are good too. I scrubbed those motherfuckers too with a track cleaning eraser. And another thing I've done too is I restored the shell of the engine. Because if you guys are OGs of the channel and remember seeing this engine, it wasn't in the best of shape cosmetically. She looked okay, but she wasn't the best. So I went ahead and I stripped this engine. And if you guys remember, she is the earlier 2016, which had the heat stamped numbers. So when I stripped it, the numbers were etched into the metal. So I was able to, I took all the pieces off, took the jewel markers off, the bell, and the headlight lens out. Took the two pieces apart, the steam chest in front, and the cab, and the boiler, and I sprayed them in about, I don't know, about between 4 to 6 coats of, kind of like a matte black, which matches up perfectly with the fucking tender, if you look. Matches perfectly well with the fucking tender, so I'm pretty happy with that. And then afterwards, I took my little fucking multi-tool thing in some white paint, and I filled in the numbers 2016 that were left in after they heat stamped some of the bitches into the cab. Little history note on the 2016. She was in production for 2 fucking years, 1955, 1956. She was included in 2 train sets. One was an uncatalogued set, which if I can find it really quick, I'll show you. I know I just fucking saw it in here. Right here. Outfit number 1504, which included a 2016 with these assortment of cars, and also the 1000W freight set, which was another set, was a 3-car freight set, which included the engine, the tender, a 6012 gondola, 6014 boxcar, and a 6017 caboose. And of course the engine was a separate sale item from 55 and a separate sale item only in 56. Another thing I did really quick before I end this video was because when this engine does not have a smoke unit. So when you run this engine at nighttime, the light would shine not just through the headlight, but it would shine up through the funnel. And it looked really weird with the light shining through the fucking funnel. So what I did is I took a piece of masking tape and I stuck it on the inside of the boiler shell after I had painted it a couple times. Then I shot it with a quick thing of paint in there. And I flipped around and shot paint inside of it so it's just dark. So when the engine does run around, all the light will be coming out of the fucking headlight and not through the damn stack. So try to make it look a little bit more better. But yeah, there you have it. That's what I've been doing with this engine. Like I said, the only thing that's completely finished up is the body, the shell. It's 100% restored back to like new condition, what she would have been in 1955. The tender will be done pretty soon once I get the parts. And of course, I gotta put all this shit back together, do my fucking magic, and put this thing back together. That will be probably part 2 or whatever whenever I get the parts, which quite a few parts, and I still gotta figure out how much the shoe plates are gonna be for, because I'm not just fixing this engine up. I'm also gonna fix all the wiring and shit on the inside of my other engine, my 2018, which is in that set right over there. So, and I gotta call the train tender, Jeff Kane at the train tender, for that shit. So hopefully I'll do that in the next few days and order the parts and shit and get that done, and I can start putting together this engine again. So there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is part 1 maybe of 2, I don't fucking know. I thought it'd be a little bit of a different change since we've been doing so much work on the Bismarck over there. So I figured it'd be a little bit of a different pace, and so there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions or comments, fucking leave in the comment section below and I'll get back with you. And as always, if you're new to the channel, hit that fucking subscribe button, hit the notification bell, never miss another video of mine again. Until next time, this is Commodore Urban saying, let the line be clear ahead for you and full steam ahead, motherfuckers. And I'll catch you at the next station. So long, and God bless you all. Take care.